That to say that it's not all rejection that means that you are not doing all right. Sometimes rejection just means that you are too qualified for this school. I know it sounds cliche, but sometimes rejection means that you are too qualified, or sometimes rejection means that like they are rejecting you so that you can get something better. Hello people, welcome back to another video. My name is Ola, for those that are just seeing my face for the first time, and this is my channel. To the regular likers, the regular sharers, the regular commenters, thank you so much. I see you. Thank you. Please let us keep the energy up as we're on our way to 3K. And if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by to check this video. Please do not forget to subscribe. Please get me to 3K subscribe. Comment down below, share, and also find time to go through the resources in this video because I'm sure they will be very helpful to you. Anyways, in today's video, we will be talking about why colleges are rejecting your application. Why college? Disclaimer: this is something that I think, or a reason why I think colleges are rejecting your application. And I'm also going to say that in this video, I am not saying do not apply to schools. I am just telling you so that you are conscious of what is in your application packet, or you are conscious of these things when you are applying, so that you do not make mistakes when you are applying, okay? Because it is my goal that you come here. It is my goal that you come to the US. It's my goal that we are all successful in life. Anyways, without any further ado, we will jump right into the video. Schools or colleges or university or grad school are rejecting you is that you do not meet up to the academic requirements for their program, or you do not meet up to the academic requirement of the school. So I know something that I say regularly is always make sure you search for school. Even if there's an agent doing it for you, always make sure that the agent is carrying you along. Make sure you are searching for school. When you search for school, you know their requirements, know what they are asking from you, you know what they are requiring from you, and you kind of try to meet those requirements. So when I say like not meeting academic requirements could be low GPA, it could be low standardized test score. So when you look at schools, for instance, if I'm looking at a school and I know I want to apply to this school and I know they are asking me for either GPA 40, I feel like when I know this, it kind of motivates me to read the more. That is why I always emphasize you searching for schools. Search for schools, try to meet their academic requirements. I'm going to tell you that why some schools will admit you and they will give you conditional admission because you did not meet up to the academic requirements. Some other schools will not even bother to admit you at all. Some other schools are just like, well, this person did not meet up to the requirements and there are a lot of other students applying. So we'll give the other students that meet up to these requirements, we'll just give them the admission. Number two reason why colleges are rejecting you is that you are not a good fit or a poor fit for the program. I'm going to tell you that as much as like students want to find out, oh, if this school is a good fit for me, trying to look at the requirement and trying to see, oh, is this school a good fit for me? Do I feel like I'll be supported in this school, or do I feel like this is a good place for me to move to? Colleges are also looking at it to see if you're a good fit for their program. And I'm going to tell you, it's not just about your academic. Fine, they want to see that you are excelling well academically. What about the other things that you've done? What about your extracurricular activities? What are the reasons you are choosing to attend that school? What is the reason? Why are you choosing to attend that course? Also, I'm going to tell you that colleges also want to make sure that they are giving you the right thing. Like the way you're like, oh, so I'm looking if this thing is like a good fit for me. They're also looking at, can we provide, like whatever it is that you've written in your essay, they are looking at it that, okay, can we provide this experience for this person? Can we? And if their answer is no, they will definitely reject you. So what I said that to say that it's not all rejection that means that you are not doing all right. Sometimes rejection just means that you are too qualified for this school. I know it sounds cliche, but sometimes rejection means that you are too qualified, or sometimes rejection means that like they are rejecting you so that you can get something better. Okay, so that's the number two reason. The number two reason is that you are a poor fit for the school. The reason is demonstration of poor interest. Like, you did not demonstrate your interest to attend the school. Like, you demonstrated it poorly. I'm going to tell you, particularly if you're a good student, there are a number of good students out there, and a school will reject you if you do not demonstrate like a high interest to come to their school, because there are a number of people that are applying. You're not the only one applying to these schools. There are a number of you that are applying, and I feel like if they give you the admission and you do not end up coming, the other people that they kept on the wait list that are also good, already they have a plan. For instance, you to imagine you're on the wait list for a school, of course you'll be planning to go elsewhere, you'll be making other plans. So they want to make sure that as much as, I'm going to tell you that, like, schools reject people, people also reject schools. So schools will want to give you admission if you've demonstrated interest, maybe in your essay or whatever admission material that you've submitted, that you really want their school. If you demonstrate interest that you really want their school, they want to give you, because they will not want to give you admission and eventually you reject them, and eventually they will not get another person to like fill that position, or they will not get another good student to to fill that position, because they already kept other people on the wait list, another gone with another school. So that is that. So the number reason is too many of errors in your application packets. I'm going to tell you, that is why I always advise people to proofread their application material. Ensure that you are reading your essay. Ensure that you are sending your essay out to people to read. Ensure you are reading your resume and you are sending your resume out to people to read. So you are a student, and I know you are probably applying to more than one school or more than two schools. Sometimes, we make the mistake of, like, for instance, if I apply to Miami University at first and I'm applying to another school, let's say Kent State University, and I'm submitting to Kent State. Let's imagine that I'm using Kent State and Miami. Let's imagine that it's the same prompt, and I'm using the same essay I'm using for Miami. I'm using the same essay for Kent State, and I'm submitting to Kent State having Miami in my statement. What do you think? Of course, they know you're applying to other schools, but you don't want to make that error of putting another school in. I don't know if you understand what I just said. Like, putting another school, like, for instance, you're applying to Kent State and you're saying, oh, this is where I want to come to Miami University. Like, it doesn't feel genuine. They're like, oh, so, like, you're also applying to Miami. And I just feel like it doesn't feel genuine, and they will kind of, like, doubt you, and they might not give you the admission. And it's not just about error about school or something. Make sure you are proofreading your essay. That's the summary of this part. Make sure you are proofreading your application packet. Make sure you are proofreading your admission materials. And make sure everything is right. Make sure everything is succinct. And make sure everything is conveying the information you want it to convey. Okay, so, and something I'm going to say about the admission essay is, don't assume that these people are mind reader, and that is why it is also good to proofread your essay. For instance, maybe you were supposed to put something in your essay, and somehow like that gap is missing, and you expect them to figure it out by themselves. No, they are not mind reader. They will not know what is in your mind until you express it in your essay, or until you express it in your resume. I hope that is clear. Okay. Anyways, we'll move to the next point. The next point, when they are worried about academic disintegrity. Hey, I'm going to tell you, I know for some of us, we kind of like look at essay format online just to formulate our essay. Make sure you are not plagiarizing anything. You might feel like they would not know, but I'm telling you, they know. If you are plagiarizing, that is academic dishonesty in the US, and it is a punishable offense. And for now, if you've not gotten admission, they can't punish you. The only thing they will do is not give you the admission, and you will not want that to happen to you. Make sure you are writing. Personal essay is supposed to be personal to you. Make sure you are writing something personal to you. Make sure you are stating your interest. Why do you want to study this course? Make sure you are stating your interest. Also, plagiarism of test score. You will not want to do that to yourself, because you might feel like they might not be able to find out, but somehow they will find out. Also, I'm going to tell you, why not just apply to school with your profile. And if you know, like, okay, for instance, if I have a very low profile, I'll try to like do something that will up myself. For instance, if I have like a low GPA score, I might look at the school portal and they are like, okay, so if you don't meet up to this GPA score, you should write standardized exam. I will go ahead and write the standardized exam because I know I am interested in studying in the US. Okay, so instead of like trying to like look for ways to like fake documents for them, I'm going to tell you to not do it, because you might feel like they would not find out, but you'll be shocked when they find you out. You will be shocked when they find you out. And the most important thing, or the most annoying thing, is if they've given you the admission already and they find out that you used materials that are not yours, or you faked one document, or you just took somebody's essay online and you change the person's name and you change it to your name. They might take back that admission from you, and you will not want that to happen to you. Okay, is when your application material is incomplete. You know, like I tell people, and that is why I think, oh my god, I'm just referring you back to my other video. That is why I said it earlier. I think the first video I uploaded here on YouTube, I said it is important to search for schools. When you search for schools, you would know the deadline of the school. You will know how to like beg your recommenders, or like remind your recommenders. Incomplete admission material might cause them to not give you admission. If a school is asking you for 3 recommendation letter and you submitted 2, that one recommendation that is missing might be the reason why they are not giving you the admission. Because I'm going to tell you that they review your documents, and if your materials are not complete, sometimes they don't even get to review the documents because the materials are not complete. So I'm going to tell you, when you submit your application rather, always go back to the application checklist and make sure that everything is complete by the deadline. They always have application checklist. For instance, the things you've submitted, you see it on the checklist, and the things that you've not submitted, you see it on the checklist. And make sure you submit everything before the deadline so that you can get the admission. If not, they won't review your documents, and if they don't review your document, they won't know how good of a student you are. So I'm telling you that something little as recommendation letter can be the reason why you are getting rejected from schools. Okay. Another reason why colleges are rejecting you is that competition. Like, there's a lot of people that want to go to this school, and like they're like, oh my god, like a lot of people are applying, and it's not like you are necessarily not good. It's just that there are a lot of people. Like, the school is a very competitive school. So that's why I'm going to tell you that while you are applying to top schools, also make sure you have safe schools on your list, and you're also applying to safe schools. I know we all want to go to top schools. I know we all want to go to Ivy League institution, but as much as you're applying to this Ivy League institution, also make sure that you are applying to safe schools. There are some schools that are considered safe school. It doesn't mean that the school is necessarily not good. It doesn't mean that the school is not good. Why did I say necessarily? It doesn't mean that the school is not good. It just means that, you know, like maybe a lot of people don't really know about the school. Maybe I just feel like if you're a good student, you should have safe school on your list. Let me not even try to like explain further and say nonsense. So make sure you are applying to safe schools when you are applying as well. Don't just pick the top schools in your discipline. Make sure you're also applying to safe schools. And the last reason why some institutions are rejecting you is because maybe they feel like you have a criminal record, or you have like a behavioral conduct record. Now, I'm going to tell you, the fact that maybe you've misbehaved in a time in your life doesn't mean that schools do not give you admission. It just means that if they are concerned about that behavior, I mean, like for instance, if I want to employ you and I'm like, okay, like I need to check your record, I need to like extra verify you, and I see something on your record and I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with it, or maybe I'm just like, it happened a long time ago, and like maybe you've demonstrated interest that you've changed. To employ you is based on my own discretion. I might decide to employ you, and I might not decide to employ you. So that's the same way it is with admission. If you have like a criminal record or a behavioral conduct record, that might limit schools from admitting you. But I'm also going to say it doesn't mean that if you've had like a criminal record, you should lie to them and say you've not and say you don't have a criminal record, because some way they will find out. And like I said on this channel, I do not encourage people to lie. If that is the truth, I do not encourage people to lie, especially when the lie is something obvious that you know they can find out. Okay, so anyways, that's the end of today's video, and it is my prayer and it is my wish for you that as we submit our application essay, we keep getting those acceptance letter. And if you've been rejected, you know, I'm going to tell you that is not the end of the world. And sometimes rejection doesn't mean that you do not qualify. Rejection doesn't mean that you are not capable. Rejection doesn't mean that you are not able. It just means that you need to go back to the drawing table and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Or ask, in fact, sometimes you didn't do anything wrong. You just need to like pick yourself up. Do not lose your motivation, and, you know, just keep trying. On a final note, I'm going to tell you to remember that givers do not quit and quitters do not win. Till I see you in my next video. Do not forget to give my video a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to share my video. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.